Okay, so we will be looking at this question. Find the area bound by the expression mod of x plus 5 plus mod of y minus 7, that is equals to 8. Now this is a fantastic question type, and a question type that can very well be tested in aptitude exams like XAT. You have questions like this in the recent XAT papers. So that is why I think this is all the more important for me to discuss this one. The fact of the matter is that there are standalone theories on this also. So for example, there is a theory which says that if you encounter mod plus mod is equals to n, then the area of the region bounded by that figure, so I am writing that as like this, by the formula 2 into n square. Okay, now this is pretty cryptic, and if you remember the formula, great. If you don't remember, your life is for a toss. The fact is ki let's not get too much into the formulas and all. Let us try and understand what we can do if we don't remember the formula, and then perhaps if we have to appreciate the formula, we'll appreciate it also. The very first thing that you should be asking yourself is that what exactly is the graph of a modulus function looks like. So the graph of a modulus function pretty much looks like this. Okay, so it will be a V-shaped graph. Okay, now because I'm making it freehand, so please ignore the abnormalities, but it is typically y is equal to mod of x. Now the only problem is here it is not y is equal to mod of x, here it is x plus 5. So what do? I know that if I equate x plus 5 is equals to 0, I get the critical point at minus 5. So basically at x equals to minus 5, my graph will open. Exactly the same graph, nothing difference, not a single thing. The slope still remains 1, and if you know what slope is, great. Okay, it is just the translation towards the negative side of the x-axis. Now x is equals to mod y. X equals to mod y will be something like this. Okay, and now you can very well tell me that the translation will happen somewhere over there. Okay, so as a matter of fact, these intersecting lines for mod x and mod y will design a diagram something like this, or bound an area, I should use proper words, bound an area like this. This is a square. Now how is it a square? I'll explain ahead, but it is a square. And if we can somehow get to the side of the square or the diagonals of the square, we can predict so many things. So let's get going. Okay, now that I have already said that it is a mod x plus mod y, and the whatever is there inside the mod x or the mod function is irrelevant, so I can retrace the same expression as mod of x plus mod of y is equals to 8. Now if you pay attention and if you open the modulus function, you will get x plus y is equals to 8, x minus y is equals to 8, minus x plus y is equals to 8, and minus x minus y is equals to 8. Now if you plot these 4 lines, and I'm pretty sure you guys are well versed with plotting, all you need to do is just substitute x equals to 0, you get a value for y, and then you get, so the typical graph that you will be getting is something like this. Okay, this is minus 8, this is plus 8, this is minus 8, and this is minus 8. Okay, towards the negative side of the x-axis. Now obviously I'm considering this to be the center, and if this is the center, and I have the lengths with me as 8 and 8, this is a 90 degree. Of course it is a 90 degree, and I also know that these are equal, so I can predict that these two angles are 45 degrees. And if this is 45, the other angle also will be 45 degrees, right? So in fact this is a 90 degree. So what are the properties of a square? The properties of a square said a square is a rhombus, which in turn is a quadrilateral with all the sides equal and all the internal angles equals to a 90 degree. If it is a rhombus and all the internal angle 90 degree, it's a square. I have here given you the idea that in fact the internal angles are all 90 degree and all equal, right? Not required. Let me put, it was not required. It's just that, you know, I solved it that ways. So what is going to be the length of this side? So this is going to be, if you pay attention to this triangle 90 45 45, 90 45 45 triangle, and you remember that they are given in the ratio 1 1 and root 2, you can very well predict that this is going to be 8 root 2, because this length is 8 and this length is also 8. Make sense? Now I can very well predict the shape of the square region by saying that the area of the square will be 8 root 2 ka whole square. And this 8 root 2 ka whole square, if you remember, is nothing but what we predicted earlier, which is 2n square, which is 2 into n square, which is 8 ka whole square, that is 128. 8 square is 64. 64 into 2 is 128. Makes sense, right? But for some reason, if you are unaware to do that, or if you don't remember the formula, all you need to do is just pay attention to this triangle, the triangle which I have, you know, shading in yellow. That is half into base into height. This is 4 8s are 32, and 4 such triangles are there. This is 1 2 3 4, so 4 2s are 8 and 12, 128 again. So very interesting question, the type of a question which I generally would have loved to explain. Thank you.